Cool. Hi there, and welcome back to Northlight Photographic Workshops. I don't know if there's anybody watching out there right now, but in case you are, welcome to my darkroom. And the live darkroom cam, the resurrection or the revisitation, as I say in my description there. And that's because I used to do this many years ago. Back in the late 90s, kind of early in the World Wide Web, I was kind of all over it, and I was trying all kinds of different things and to do promotional things to get people to look at my website and that kind of thing. And one of the things I did was a live darkroom cam. I don't know if you remember, there was people that had their fish tanks and the eagle nest and a lot of different things like that. Well, I just figured I'd put one in my darkroom. And the first one that ran was in a house that I had in Colson in Dearborn, Michigan, East Dearborn, Michigan. I had a basement darkroom business set up there, and yeah, it was there. I had this little camera up in the corner of the darkroom, and it was I can't remember how it connected to my computer, maybe a USB. And at that time I had a dial-up service. There wasn't any cable or anything like that, so I had it would dial out I think every couple of minutes and put up a live quote-unquote photograph of me working in the darkroom. And it was a lot of fun. And there's still people out there that remember it. But then I did it. I moved to another house, and I had a little better setup, and I did it once again. Only there I had cable, so when I was doing it kind of as a live stream. But even at that time, it was kind of slow, so it was pretty low resolution. So here I am now on HD, and I can see myself on YouTube, and I've been doing these live things on Sundays. If you are watching and you want to watch some other things, I do this live Sunday deal, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, now Eastern Daylight Time. And I just kind of go on live and I talk to people, and hopefully people will have some questions for me, that kind of thing. So get some interaction going. But one of the problems I've had with that is that my live stream camera, which I use a Pocket Osmo from DJI, it's cut out on me a couple of times. So I thought I would also double up and work on those problems a little bit under low pressure. So if you're out there and you're watching me, just hang out while I do some printing and stuff. I've got some gum layers I'm putting over some platinum prints that I'd done before. In particular, a small print that I'm thinking about making an offer for. So it's a little shot that I did in Venice, and I'm gonna mix up some sizing right now, get the sizing going, and I'm gonna do some gum layers on these. So anyway, I'm not gonna do any real instruction, just if you're out there listening or watching, I'll try not to do anything offensive while I'm working here. I do have to get a beaker going with some sizing in there. For my sizing, just for anybody that knows what's going on here, I use deionized Ocean gelatin. But you can really use any kind of gelatin from your grocery store in a pinch. Just something obviously unflavored and unsweetened. It's just basic gelatin. But what I'm going to be doing here is putting some in a beaker and heating it up over here on my little hot plate so that I can get it mixed up and resize this paper before I actually put gelatin layers over on it. So let's see here. I got the gelatin. Let me put a little water in here. Basically, I'm just going to mix up 200 milliliters. And I'm not going to bother weighing out my gelatin. I kind of know how much I use. It's kind of enough to half fill the cap here. And I'll drop that in there. Put it back up on my shelf. Now, one of the things about the gelatin is it has to bloom in its solution. And I've got a video out there on this, which is part of an upcoming video I'm doing on the whole gum over process. But as you can see, it's kind of hanging in there, and what it does is it starts to absorb the water, and it sort of blooms, and then it gets, you know, it gets a lot easier to mix into solution, and also by heating it on the hot plate, it does the same thing. Let's see here, I'm gonna get a stirring rod. Oops, dropping things. I like to use glass stirring rods. And I'll just kind of get it all down in the solution for now and put it over on my hot plate here. Shh. Hey, shh. That's Curtis. Curtis likes to spin and bark when I'm moving around doing stuff. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Where is it? Oh, it's under there, eh? Can you get it? Can you get it out? No, you want me to do it, right? My old bones. Here you go. There you go. All right, be quiet. It's not your show. So that's mixing up. I really can't put any gum on these prints here until I've sized them. So, but while I'm doing that, I've got a couple of other prints, older prints that I've already started putting gum layers on that I'm going to put a new one on. So I'm going to do it on this one right here. And this is a print that, you know, you may have seen. I shot this over in Faroe Islands back in October. And I made a little print offer of it through my website, and I'll put a link in it down here, but it did really well. A lot of people purchased it, and using it as a guide print for this process that I'm going to be teaching through the YouTube channel when I finally get it out there, the gum over platinum process. So, and this will be offered through that also as a guide print. So I'll leave a link down below when this is done being live, if you're interested in getting one of them. But I filled out all my orders for it, but yet I still have to, I'm going to make a few ahead because I wasn't expecting the response. Thank you very much if you're out there and you did respond to it. But I don't want to get behind like I did. I got quite behind, so I'm going to printing a few ahead just in case I get some orders when the video is finally offered. So basically, I'm just going to mask this print off and do another coating. I put a kind of a, for the highlights, I kind of put a yellowish into the highlights, as you could see. And now I'd like to try to expose something into the lower areas, which I'm going to kind of do a warm brown. I've got some red here that I'm going to mix in with like a burnt umber that I have. So anyway, let me get this masked up. And I like to mask the edges. I've got another video out here on my masking process. I like to do this just because I like the nice clean edge look of the print. But that's not to say that using the raw brush look on the edge isn't beautiful as well. It's just not something I do. Well, I hope this is still going out there live and that getting my audio feed. For my audio, I have a little transmitter in my pocket that I have a lav mic here that plugs in there, and it transmits to the camera. And I'm kind of wondering if that might have been part of my problem with the disconnecting from the internet the other day. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme nor reason to that. But it's annoying doing a live show and then having it cut out on you. So, normally I'll take these out and flatten the print again in my dry mount press out in the other room in the studio. But I'm just going the easy way here. But sometimes it's better to work if the print isn't still curling on you, like as you can see here, it's So I've masked it off, and then I've put my shielding paper on the outside here. I don't know, you can see how I do that. I put some strips of typing paper on the end to shield outside of the tape. Then I'm going to set that down here on my my cutting board. Get this out of the way, move the computer a little bit. Now I need, for this part I use little film, old film containers. Kodak ones or Fuji ones I guess would work. And I'm just going to take a little bit of my brown pigment. Now what I've got here is there's a solution mixed of gum arabic and this is a burnt umber pigment that I have in here. And I'm going to shake that up to make sure the pigment's in solution. I'll put a little bit of that in there. I'm going to pour in about a ½ inch worth. And then I'm going to take a nice red that I have mixed up here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and put it in with the brown just to warm it up a bit. Redden it up a bit. That's good. The red pigment that I have here is real strong, real strong staining pigment, so I like to mix it with others. So then I'll shake that up, and now you can see I kind of got a brownish red in there. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to mix an equal amount of a 30% ammonium dichromate solution. There we go. The cap back on there. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. And now, I like to do this on a piece of acrylic. I'll put the acrylic down here. I'm going to get my rollers over on the sink. Now for the rollers, I just use these sponge rollers that I get from Home Depot, any other hardware store. And one of them I use to apply it at first. The second one I use to smooth it out if I need be. So I like to keep one of them fairly clean. This one is the one that's going to get most of the solution on it. Now I take this up, mix up my mixture again. I'll pour some of it out onto the acrylic here and pick it up on the roller, as you can see. And then I'm going to take that roller and I'm just going to roll it on the print. And I want to just kind of lightly do it. I'm not really pressing in very hard, but I want to make sure that the whole surface of the print is covered. Make sure at the corners and things. And what you can see sometimes with this is I'll show you, you can see it beading up a little bit. I don't know if you can see in some of the highlights, you can see it beading up, and I don't want that. It'll self-level itself a little bit, but that's why I have the other roller here clean, because what I do is I take it and just at the weight of the roller, I roll that out, and it takes care of all that. And it smooths it out quite nicely. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. This is going to be really nice. So as you can see, I've now got my print coated with my gum and my pigment. So I'm going to pull off my mask. And get the rest of the tape off. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I can get it all off in one pull. There we go. Now you can see I've got a nice masking on there and nice coating of the gum. Little schmutz right there. Take care of that. Yeah, doesn't matter anyway. Now I'm going to set this down on my drying rack to dry. That'll take 10-15 minutes to dry or so. Hopefully I'll still have you on camera when that's going. Let's see who's on here. Hey James, hey Steve. Stephen, Perry, nice to see you. You made it. Yeah, well this is even unscheduled, so nice to see you there. I'm actually, those of you that were here the other day when I was doing the live stream, I was losing transmission. I'm just trying to work out the details and at the same time doing my live darkroom cam thing. So anyhow, This stuff I can leave here, it won't dry too fast, because I'll probably work on another print with that. As a matter of fact, I've got this one here that I've been working on. This is a shot that I did also in Faroe Islands. But I wanted to throw some warmth into the shadow details too, so I think I'm going to do this one as well. Now the beauty of it is that these prints, once you've already sized them, you can continually layer different layers of gum on them. So while that one's drying and while I want to use some more of that solution, let's see how my sizing is doing over here. Now you can see the sizing starting to clear a little bit from the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but that's what's happening is it's mixing up nicely and going into solution really well. And once this all works that way, then I can size these prints that I haven't done yet. So I'll put that back in here. And I'm not going to bother stirring it again until it warms up a bit more. So how's everybody doing? Monday afternoon? I don't know. It's still snowing outside. Okay, well, don't work too much. This will be out there, James. I know you said you got to go back to work, but yeah, check it out. It'll still be online later on. All right. Now, again, this tape that I use is the Scotch removable tape. It's the blue boxes. I don't have any right now because I'm on my last roll. I've got some ordered from Amazon that should be here tomorrow. I like to keep that stuff. I don't like to run out of this tape. I use lots and lots of it. But another person from Barry from the UK was on here one day, and he told me about the low tack